Hello and welcome back to the Bench 7. I'm Abdul. Martin's here back this week. How are you, Martin?
I'm good, mate. Thanks for asking. Yeah, no, good. We had an interesting week this week, so keen to dissect that. A few very interesting games. Liverpool drawing 3-0, North London derby, and then City getting the win over Chelsea. But um, yeah, no, it's gonna be interesting to see what's come up because it's brought up some interesting twists and turns for the season remaining.
Yeah, well, I'm having the week of my life, so
Oh yeah, of
I
course.
can't complain. Yeah, another 3 goals conceded by Tottenham, another win for Arsenal, and it's the best week of this year, mate. Tough times, but you know, Arsenal have saved my year, so yeah, it's not too bad.
Oh
But
yeah,
so let's get it started. We're gonna go through we're gonna cover 3 main games, but first we're gonna go through the other 5. So let's start it off with Manchester United versus Aston Villa. I mean, you gotta love Emi Martinez, man.
yeah. That's it. The shithousery um in that penalty, but yeah, no, look, I'm glad to see Man U lose. I can't really go wrong there. And Ronaldo not scoring or Bruno not scoring as well. I'll take it any day of the week.
I mean, the ball's still flying. It's in Spain at the moment, and it's still going past Rosé through. Like it was ridiculous. I love Emi Martinez for what he done though. I've seen him doing it to Yerimina, now he's doing it to Bruno. The way he
Oh
turned
yeah,
around and said,
100%.
"Why isn't Ronaldo taking the penalty?" It was a thing of beauty. But uh,
It's
can't-
it's it's some Jamie Vardy stuff. The
oh yeah,
shithousery in that it's Jamie Vardy level.
remind me of the time I think he was at Crystal Palace where he scores and he does one of these ones.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, just shithousery there. So what was the next game that we had?
So we've covered the Aston Villa versus Manchester United.
Yeah.
The next one was Everton versus Norwich City. Or
Oh
Norwich.
yeah,
Yeah.
Everton getting the 2-0 over Norwich. To be honest, there's nothing really new with Norwich, and Everton was sort of expected,
I
like
mean,
with how they've been playing the past few weeks. It's not really new. Like we didn't. I was expecting a quick result, kind of like that.
I'd hate to be the team that actually loses to Norwich.
One team will, but I don't know who.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
this game was fairly interesting. West Ham versus Leeds.
yeah.
Mikel Antonio on his game back, 90th minute gets a winner.
He made quite a few million people happy.
100% for FPL, 100%.
Yeah.
And Rafinha got the goal as well for Leeds. So interesting to see because Leeds are due for a win as well. So it's just going to be it should come up this week for them because they're playing Watford. So not much there. But 2-2 Leicester and Burnley, and I think that just keeps continuing the point of we were making with Leicester and how they're just dropping. They're not the
And
team that they're not that team that finished 5th last season.
the way that they actually had to catch the game, Burnley were ahead for a lot of that game. Like I know they were
Yeah,
up
they were.
1-0, 1-1. Burnley went back up, and Burnley got caught for offside barely, like by a toenail. So they could have
Well,
won that game 3-2.
Vardy scored 3 of the 4 goals.
I mean, beautiful header down one end. I'm not gonna lie.
Look, Vardy, mate, the guy's scoring goals for fun
Yeah,
on both sides. He just wanted to make it interesting. But we had another draw, Watford and Newcastle.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think we were expecting much else in terms of that game because both teams performed to that similar level. Wolves and Southampton. Wolves ended up getting the win at St. Mary's 1-0. Raul Jimenez, I was so happy for that goal because that revived my week in FPL.
Yeah, look, I'm happy that he scored because I was watching the game that he did get injured. I remember him and David Luiz were both just flat out knocked out on the floor with that head clash. But it's kind of bittersweet in a way because you had him in FPL. But look, Sam Maximan scored for me again for Newcastle. He had the assist, sorry. So it was kind of one each there. But at the same time, look good on Raul. I think Wolves can pick up, but at the same time, they don't look like the Wolves that we know and love, to be honest. Like I said,
Yeah.
it's a bad breakup where them and Nuno both didn't benefit from the split.
Oh yeah, 100%,
Yeah.
100%, definitely. Well, then I think actually no, this game I nearly forgot about was the Tuesday morning one for us. Crystal Palace versus Brighton. Brighton had the chance to go top of the table. Something that hasn't been done. If
Yeah,
not,
it's like 1960 something, whatever it was. It was
oh,
like
whatever it was, yeah.
yeah,
But Brighton did nearly lose the game. Zaha getting the lead during the game, and then we got a last minute equalizer from Brighton.
Neil Maupay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fair result, you reckon, or not?
Look, I never like seeing Neil Maupay score. It brings back bad memories for us. Again,
Yeah.
Hughes choking him, Leno doing his knee. Just yeah, that we had a game against him that he was just the villain in that game. But it's good to see Brighton maybe pick up the point. We do play them next week, so they'll probably have a bigger test. They haven't really been tested yet so far, so we'll see how it goes. But
Oh,
you feel
definitely.
bad for Newcastle, but
Yeah.
they are on the downfall. To be honest, Steve Bruce just like the way he interviews everything. Like, and I was listening to True Geordie from the kickoff. He's a Newcastle
Yeah.
fan, and I tried to understand the just the Newcastle fans' point. They feel like they are just dropping down, and the owner doesn't like. The owner's happy with just staying up, and
Yeah.
and they're not going to sack Steve Bruce because he's doing that job for them. And they're not really going to attract anyone at the moment unless
Yeah.
it's a lower league manager that will do the job.
It's a bit of the wrong way to go considering they had that near takeover
Yeah,
from the what country, what nation? Was it Saudi Arabia?
Saudis.
Saudis, yeah. But yeah, no, they're sort of on decline. Well, actually, this game I do definitely want to bring up, and we'll spend a little bit of a while talking about it. The North London derby. I've got a few points here. We've got amazing youngsters. So Emil Smith Rowe. What did you make of his performance?
The league's starting to see that. Like, I'm just happy. Like the way he's not even a winger. He was playing that left attacking mid role.
Yeah,
That
left attacking mid role. Yeah,
yeah. Like I know they don't really classify it as position, but yeah, that's sort of the place he was playing. Whereas like, he made us proud. Like you see your young lads from the academy coming in and in the North London derby, just doing their best, and they've carried the flag across the line for all of us. And I couldn't be
yeah,
more happy as an Arsenal fan. I have not celebrated goals in an Arsenal game like that for a while, man. Like I said, I've been on a high for the last 4 or 5 days, and it's just like I can't thank these guys anymore. Like they've
oh
made
mate,
every
settle down, get back to reality.
no, but I'm not. Look, I'm not gonna get ahead of myself. But it was nice. It was refreshing seeing us play
Yeah.
beautiful football, win a game,
So
and
in terms of the signings part of that, you had most of your new signings play.
mm,
Tommy Yasu he surprised me a bit.
Taka
But
hero,
yeah,
Thomas, mate, the hero.
but just in general, the signings in general. So now you sort of like understanding Arteta's vision.
Yeah. I mean, if you go back and see, like, for example, our first video where I was talking about Mikel, I've always
Yeah,
said he hasn't had his best team on the field just yet. You just give him
yeah,
time, and all 6 of his signings this summer were on the field by the end of the game.
yeah,
Ramsdale, Takahiro Tomiyasu, Ben White, Lokonga. He had Odegaard, was it one more person? Let me see. Partey, or Partey wasn't his summer signing, but all 6 players that he signed were playing on the field.
yeah.
So what does that tell you?
It's coming to life.
It's coming to life. And he said the project's going to go boom when the fans are back. And that's all we
Yeah,
really needed, to be honest with you. We felt like playing in an empty stadium isn't like, it's not the same, especially when the crowd was beaming. And you listen to anyone that went to that game, they'll tell you, like, it was a whole different energy. Tottenham fans were leaving at half an hour. Like that
yeah. I
section.
saw that. I saw that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So
I did. Sorry.
in terms of the game, um, so like Arsenal really dominated. So like that first half, Arsenal dominated. Spurs were sort of it was a very open game, and then I think after the second goal, sort of just they sort of lost hope. Um, so Arsenal dominating that, like it really brought things to life for you. But in terms of the Tottenham side of it, two players I want to really talk about: Harry Kane and Heung-min Son. Um, they had opportunities here and there. I think that was Harry Kane's one of the better games he's had this season.
He was putting the effort. Like he tried
Yeah,
to track back on, but it's like Harry Kane wants to leave.
it just feels he's left out.
I mean, he's probably on more money than Nuno is.
Probably, but I think he's one of those ones, like, especially being at the top of the length, top of the field. He's got to feel left out. He's not receiving the ball. Like, did you see him full running down to the box and defending, going into for tackles as well? Yeah, and I think it just shows that Tottenham, and you even called it last week. Tottenham looks like they're having more problems than first anticipated.
I want to see them play Norwich.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting lineup, or really Watford or any of those other squads.
Wouldn't they play Norwich?
Mate, we're only 6 weeks in, so they got another 14 teams or 14 weeks of games to play.
Yeah.
Was there anything you wanted to dissect else, or did you reckon we covered everything?
I think that it's just the way you could tell they gave up. By the third goal, the game was dead, and they gave up to the point where they were just throwing balls into Kane and Son in hope that they could get something out of it. I think that Mikel tactically set up beautifully. Even Nuno came out and said that he blames himself, but at the same time, he didn't know. That guy did not know what he was doing that game at all. The way he set them up, the players he had on the pitch, like, I'm not gonna say it's sad, but if they don't spend some money, and when I say they should have sold Kane and rebuilt that team
and gone shopping at Wolves, but yeah,
they're gonna drop, and they're gonna drop hard. And you know what? They deserve it. It's not out of pity, but not out of like hate or anything for Spurs, but they've been, I'd say, not punching above their weight, but they need to know where they belong. And I don't know how the hell they're a top 6 team. They haven't won a league since 1961, and they've won one League Cup in the last 6 years or whatever it is. So I'd put, like, people say, oh, Arsenal aren't a top 6 team or whatever.
But yeah, because that's because Spurs have been finishing in the top 6.
Yeah,
like it's in the end, you get called what you get placed.
Yeah, but it's also what you've won across the years. We've won.
But
so
insane. No, hang on a second. Well, if I'm a Liverpool fan, and back in the day, what, they were winning every year, and there was a period that we were a top 4 team.
I mean,
we are a top 4 team now.
Everton and Southampton had a period where they were finishing 6th and 5th.
Yeah, but it's just right now, Spurs are that top 6 team that are hitting below their weight now.
Yeah, and I think they need a rebuild. It's too late for a rebuild. There's a reason why Antonio Conte didn't want the job. There's a reason why Pochettino left, is because they wouldn't promise the money for the team that needs to be rebuilt. And you know what? Like, Stan Kroenke, as stingy as it gets, still splurge the money when he needed to. I mean, Daniel Levy has blood on his hands, and I hope they get relegated. So, anyway,
interesting point.
We'll get into that game a bit more in a later video. But yeah. On to the next game.
Chelsea versus City, actually.
City.
I think there was some key points I noticed, like, from the get-go. De Bruyne's return, that was noticeable from kickoff. He was stringing passes, very, very diligent in his play. Unlucky to not have a few chances go in, but immediate impact. And I think for me personally, it made me see him a bit differently, like, compared to how everyone else has seen him. I sort of think more on par with that. He was just very solid, and it was good to see Foden back playing there. And look, as much as I don't want to see City winning, but
no one wants to see Chelsea win the league.
I was a bit disappointed with Chelsea's performance, to be honest. Even though James Reece got injured, like they just didn't take their chances. And I think Romelu Lukaku, like their Laporte and Diaz, they sort of really held him still. Yeah, because even Werner, I think Werner was more
Yeah.
more of an impact that game. And I think there was something about the Tuchel not really impacting attackers that he signed since Chelsea. And the only player that he's made better
Was the one that
was the one that was at the bottom of the barrel, Werner, Timo Werner.
like it's kind of the honeymoon period's over with Chelsea. I think the
They have
problem
to deliver.
I'm gonna point out something that there's certain teams in the league that teams just roll over to. I think Chelsea is one of them. I think Liverpool's another one.
Yeah.
Where they just roll over to these teams, and I think City stood up to Chelsea, and Chelsea struggled to get out of their 18-yard box. They'll struggle to get out of their penalty box.
Yeah.
And then they got this morning as well against Juventus. They couldn't beat Juventus. They lost 1-0. If they go ahead and lose on the weekend,
That's 3 consecutive, and this
That's
is from
3.
the champions of Europe. So
yeah, I mean, I think that he's done well in defense. He's improved that back five, as you want to call it. He's made Alonso half decent now. Timo Werner's doing his thing on the left wing. But you got to realize, I feel like that team's too many midfielders in there. Kai Havertz is no winger. Mason Mount's not a winger. Ziyech isn't a winger. He's more of a cam.
Werner is made
Striker.
winger now, but he's essentially a striker. When he was at Red Bull Leipzig
Yeah,
and Liverpool, he would have fit us perfectly, but
he plays
no.
he plays his attacking midfielders on the wing. He plays his wingers at wing back,
Yeah,
and his CDMs in the 2 in the middle. So I don't know what he's got to do to get this attack going. Yeah, they can score 2 or 3 goals a game, but when they score these 2 or 3 goals a game, they're counter-attacking against defenses aren't really well. Like when they beat Villa 3-0, it's Villa at the end of the day. I know they're doing well against teams at their level, but they're no Chelsea.
yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah, but City deserved all 3 points, man. Everyone sleeps on that team. I feel like City are a force and could easily win the Premier League. And the fact that everyone sleeps on them and just forgets that there's a big boy still in there.
Yeah. Well, I think
And
the fact that City haven't gone and purchased the Aguero replacement, he's probably made everyone think differently. But because I know it made me think differently as well. But now, like,
they've won the league without it. Aguero used to get injured all the time, and they won the league without him.
that's right. That's very true. And then they lost to PSG in the Champions League. So look, the next game for them is against us. So that's gonna be absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And yeah, we got no Trent anyway. But actually, well, we might as well get into it. Liverpool versus Brentford. We conceded 3. Not too happy about that. But I will say that was the best game I've watched in a very long time.
Because it was before the Arsenal Tottenham game, it was so far my favourite game of the season in terms of entertainment. But I mean, things have happened.
Yeah.
But
that was such a it was a good game. It was a great game to watch. Brentford, like, it was that really real underdog initiative that they showed. And Ivan Toney stepping up to Matip and Van Dijk. So it was good. He sort of did what Romelu Lukaku should have done
against you guys,
against us. Yeah.
But I wanna point something out. Brentford, how I mentioned before about Chelsea and Liverpool, where teams roll over to you guys, they didn't roll over to Liverpool.
No, they didn't.
Targeted Liverpool's weaknesses. They went and targeted. They know Trent isn't defensively as strong. They targeted that side. They know Matip's no Van Dijk. They targeted Matip. They played through the holes. Yeah, you scored 3 goals as well, but Brentford scored 3 goals against Liverpool. This is Brentford, the team that came up from the Championship.
And considering how Liverpool changed from we had from being the side that had to score double the amount of goals to goals conceded just to come second, to became the side with the most clean sheets, winning the league, and then one season finishing 1 point behind, only losing one game, which was by 13 millimeters. So then 3 goals in this context, 3 goals against Liverpool is a big thing. Like you think only a team like City or Chelsea would be doing that, but Brentford did. It was good to see, considering
And
that they had a good record as well. From the start of the season, and to be honest, I was happy just to watch the game.
oh
Like
yeah,
that was like that was a great game. Like I wasn't happy at the fact that we didn't pick up 3 points, but to see how end to end it was an exciting game to watch. It was like it like made me feel like that little kid like waking up to watch that big game. It was good. It was good.
I must say though, it really, I feel like we've had this argument about Trent a couple times,
Yeah.
but Brentford kind of proved my point right a little bit. That if you target that system, if you target the weaknesses, and I mentioned that, like
Well,
I saw something a couple of hours ago, and a football fan was like he was explaining that they were an Arsenal fan, but that aside, it's more so that some systems make great players, whereas I feel Liverpool is one of them. And Brentford sort of, instead of looking at the system, they looked at the team individually and said, okay, who can we target and get the best out of our performance? And they went, okay, these two at the back are the weakest of the 4 defensively. So let's target these guys. Let's put Tony and Van Dijk and get him out of the game, and then have our other 2 attackers target these 2. And it worked. It worked really well. And Liverpool haven't looked that shaky defensively for a long time. And when
yeah.
I say
So,
Liverpool are a great team and a great system, but they can be targeted. Brentford
oh,
showed that.
definitely, and I think the only team to really do that and execute it was Man City last season. But um, in terms of that, like it shows that Liverpool had to improve a lot of things for this weekend against Man City. But also with Harvey Elliott injured, Curtis Jones stepped up, scored.
Lucky deflection, but yeah.
Hey, well, a goal's a goal, and he did it. He did it again in the Champions League. So I'm very happy. Yeah, I'm very happy like the fact that because I know a lot of it. There was a few people stressing on this a few weeks ago about um how how the Liverpool team that
Mm,
is their starting 11 now. In a few years, when Klopp leaves, these guys will all be a lot older.
agreed.
And
And
and to have Harvey Elliott, Diego Jota, Curtis Jones, uh, Ibrahim Kanate, Gomez, Nico Williams, Trent, Robertson, who will just be hitting his peak in that 3 year, or just over that 30 age at the end of the 3 years. But then we've also got new talent coming in, and it shows like the reliability of the academy, which I'm very happy because we've got Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, and that's sort of like covering the midfield attack there.
yeah. And honestly, you've seen with us, for example, you've seen with Arsenal that okay, like you can trust in this youth. If they're talented, the talent rises above age. Class
Oh,
rises
100%.
above age. Bukayo Saka, Emil, just look at all that talent, the young talent in the Premier League, and that point will show to you Phil Foden, Bukayo Saka, Emil Smith Rowe, Mason Greenwood, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott. You can
Yeah,
see him in much more, like Mason Mount, all of these players. So like class is more than just being experienced and have 10 years under your belt. Some of
yeah,
these players will step up. I feel like Curtis Jones needs play time. He's not one of those that will come in and sort of get comfortable straight away. I think that
yeah.
he needs 2 or 3, 4 games under his belt before he gets going, because he can be a little quiet sometimes, but he can pull something out of the hat.
Oh,
Whereas
100%.
Harvey Elliott's more okay. I'll come in and he's in a ball of energy.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
But yeah,
Like Curtis Jones is seen more conservative, conservative midfielder, whereas Harvey Elliott's the showman.
yeah, I agree.
Um, well, that covers it for me. Did you have anything else on your mind?
I hope City beat Liverpool.
Oh, Jesus. All right, all right. Well,
And
I'm hoping. Well, look, we're at the top of the table. I'll take that. top of the table. Hopefully we can keep it going. And if we do beat City, that will change a lot of things in terms of points wise. That will, because Man City, I think in points. So where are we sitting right now?
Man
so I've
City are
got
1 point behind you guys.
yeah. So you got City, Chelsea, United, Everton, Brighton, all on 13 points, and Liverpool 1 point ahead.
Look, I just want to point something out. 3 games ago, we were lingering at the bottom of the table. No points in 3 games. Now we're 9th, sitting in 10th, and 4 points off top 4. Man United play everyone in about 2 or 3 weeks' time. Like when I say everyone, they play all the top 6 teams on one hit. And everyone's starting to play each other now. So no Europe for us. We don't have to worry about anything during the week. But all I have to say is watch out. And I'm not trying to be deluded here, but I have hope. And I'll cover this in a later video, but watch out. If Man United keep playing the way we're playing, we're finishing in the top 4.
Well, this weekend, you're playing. So this weekend you're playing Brighton.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just need a win there. But let's just point out the odds, sports bet. Mind you, gamble responsibly. Arsenal's paying 250, Brighton on 290. So look, I'd be happy to put some money on Brighton, but we'll see what happens.
If we play the way we played in that is the best first half of football I have ever seen from Arsenal, and God knows how long. I think the only other time I can recall us playing like that was against, I think, Chelsea or Man United, where we were up 3-0 in like half an hour as well under Wenger. But
yeah,
I'll be honest with you, like, mate, I called you after the first goal. I was just fucking ecstatic.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, I know you were, and I was a bit shocked, and to be honest, I was happy that Tottenham got the goal because that would have put you ahead in FPL. But no clean sheets, so I'll take it. You had Ben White, Tierney, and then you also had Laurie. So
no comment. The way that goal went in, no comment, because they should have kicked that ball out and it should have gone out for just a stoppage and a drop ball back down the other way. So Xhaka was down injured, but their player even went to check on him.
Look,
and these scum played it on.
Goal's a goal. You didn't get a clean sheet.
Tottenham get battered everywhere they go.
All right, well, you know what? That's it.
Everywhere they go. Huh?
Oh wow. That's it for us, guys. We'll tune in after the game week of next week, where City versus Liverpool. And look, I'll be honest here, that's all I'm really caring about. But stay tuned, and we'll see you next week.
Next week we will have a special guest on. Keep an eye out on the socials, and we'll let you know. All right.
Take care, guys.
Take care.